Spartacus, a slave turned warrior, a fighter turned leader, the gladiator. Let's dive into his story. We all know Spartacus as a gladiator, but who were these gladiators? In the heart of ancient Rome, gladiators fought for survival, fame, and the thrill of the crowd. These warriors, mostly slaves, criminals, or prisoners of war, faced death in arenas like the Colosseum, battling each other or wild animals. But one gladiator would rise above them all, turning his name into a symbol of resistance and rebellion. Spartacus. The story of Spartacus begins in the lands of Thrace, around 103 BC, where he was born into the Maedi tribe. Though little is known of his early years, some suggest he once served as a Roman auxiliary soldier before fate took a harsh turn. Captured, enslaved, and sent to the gladiator school of Lentulus Batiatus in Capua. Spartacus was trained as a Myrmillo gladiator, a warrior known for his distinctive fish-shaped helmet, heavy armor, and deadly sword. His wife, a prophetess believed to have the power to receive spiritual messages, was also enslaved, along with him, by the Maedi. In 73 BC, Spartacus, age 30, led a daring escape from the gladiatorial school of Lentulus Batiatus. Armed with nothing more than kitchen utensils, he and about 70 fellow gladiators overpowered the guards, seized weapons, and retreated to the safety of Mount Vesuvius. The same mountain which erupted 152 years later and buried the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under ash. But this escape was just the beginning. As word spread, thousands of slaves, herders, and even former soldiers joined him. Spartacus was chosen as one of 3 leaders to lead the rebel army that would challenge Rome itself. Spartacus and his followers defeated several Roman forces using clever tactics such as scaling cliffs with vine ropes to launch surprise attacks. Their army grew to 70,000. The Roman Senate sent consular legions and killed 30,000 rebels, but were later defeated by Spartacus. Spartacus planned each attack with precision, beating Rome Empire not with numbers, but with bold tactics and fearless coordination. He wasn't just a warrior, he helped others find freedom. As freed slaves joined his cause, hope began to rise from the ashes. With town after town falling, Spartacus marched as a sign of resistance, no longer a slave, but a commander of a growing rebellion. In 71 BC, the Senate appointed Marcus Licinius Crassus to put an end to the rebellion. Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome, commanded a massive force of 8 legions, over 40,000 men, and reinstated the brutal practice of decimation to enforce discipline among his troops. Spartacus, desperate to escape Rome's grasp, attempted to negotiate with pirates to secure safe passage to Sicily, but his plans were betrayed. Spartacus was trapped in southern Italy and had no choice but to fight one last battle. Crassus surrounded Spartacus's army with walls and tried to starve them into giving up. While Pompey's army was returning from Spain, Spartacus tried to make peace, but Crassus refused. Spartacus broke through Crassus's lines and marched toward Brundusium, hoping to escape. But as his army fell apart and the Romans closed in, there was no way out. In a final stand, Spartacus led his remaining forces in battle near Synertia, in Lucania. The battle was uneven, with Spartacus's forces greatly outnumbered by the Romans, and he was presumed dead, though his body was never found. To warn anyone who might rebel against Rome, Crassus captured 6,000 surviving rebels and had them crucified along the Appian Way, from Capua to Rome. Historians still debate what Spartacus really wanted. Some, like Plutarch, believed he aimed to escape north. Other historians believed he planned to march on Rome, but later changed mind. But his actions became a symbol of resistance, representing the fight for freedom, justice, and the struggle against oppression. Though Spartacus's rebellion ultimately failed, his legacy endured. Philosophers and revolutionaries alike saw him as a symbol of resistance. Karl Marx called him a hero of the ancient proletariat. His legend inspired movements like the Spartacus League in Germany, 1915 to 1918, and even led to the Spartacist uprising. Modern references to Spartacus can be found in the names of organizations and sports teams. The Haitian revolutionary Toussaint Louverture was even dubbed the Black Spartacus. Though Spartacus fell in battle, his name lived on as a man who rose from chains to challenge an empire. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to help us grow. Thanks for watching.